get some Jamba Juice. All right, buckle your seatbelts, and away we go. Coach Gang, we back in here with another vlog here, the Free Agent Lifestyle, living it daily. Today we're going to talk about the importance of a monk mode period in your life. Monk mode literally saved my life. It literally put me on a path or the direction of my life that I'm currently in, and for basically the evaluation point of this, at this point in my life, it saved my life. So what monk mode is basically a period of time where you get away from essentially the matrix, essentially the constant chasing or the need for validation of women. It could be for sexual pleasure as well, but people do monk mode differently. I did it in a way where I didn't actively pursue the people who remained in my life from my past. They basically were the only people that would get my attention. I didn't actively go out and seek validation or seek pleasure from new people unless they brought it upon me. Now, as you can see here, in the last couple of years, my life has been pretty much lived out in front of you, and I've been using this opportunity to get away from all of that, to cleanse myself of that, or at least that short period that I used to put me on this path of understanding. So my monk mode was typically for about 90 days. Some people, they go monk forever, all right? There's never a period of time where they go back into it, and I can understand it. I can definitely understand it. I'm not there yet in my life, but maybe at some point I will be. But the understanding is, it took me a 90-day period to leave the active pursuit and chase of women and the need for pleasuring my salami. And that period of time basically gave me clarity. It allowed me to look from the outside of everything that we do and see where I was wrong in my life. Now, it's not for you. It may be not for you, because a lot of people do want to chase. A lot of people need that validation. I'm the type of person where, knowing what I know now, understanding life the way I understand it today, that need is not as prevalent in my life. And it could be, you know, I'm a different age, but I do have a different understanding and a different wisdom about life, in which I don't mind taking 20, 30 days, maybe 60 days, 90 days to cleanse myself of the, you know, basically what we thought we were supposed to do, which was the active pursuit of women, the active pursuit of gratification through sexualization. Okay, the transmutation of all of that sexual energy. Now, when I stopped doing it, you know what happened? What happened was I soon discovered that many of the people that I was seeking this validation from and this pleasure from, most of the time, they were benefiting from this more than I was benefiting. They were getting more gratification from it than I was getting. And for the most part, because everybody is a creeper, not a lot of people were looking for relationships, even from the woman's side. They were just looking to sneak around, use beta male orbits or use orbits to get their own gratification. And many people didn't establish relationships out of this. It was just basically selfish sexual pleasure. Now, once I stopped that for that period of time, I got so much clarity and understanding of women, of their nature, of male nature, of what was important in my life. And I needed to do that because it took my life on a different path in a different direction, all right, altogether. So we're going to talk about it just a little bit. I'm going to go to Jamba Juice, pick up some juice, and then we'll catch up on the rest of all of this and put it all together and see if you need a monk mode period in your life to redirect your life into a more prosperous and selfishly beneficial life for the rest of your life. You might need this understanding. Let's take a deep dive on this one and go get some Jamba Juice.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right?
Sometimes you can't really look masculine sipping Jamba Juice. You know what I mean? Anytime you're sucking on the straw, it never looks masculine, does it? Don't screenshot that either, man. And don't make a meme out of me drinking Jamba Juice. destination. Let's get on out of here. That's the bad boy right there. Still need a nickname for it. I don't know quite what to call her or him, but somebody mentioned maybe a character from the Black Panther. Since Archie Bunker is the white truck, maybe a character from the Black Panther. Anyway, let's get back to this monk mode discussion real quick. The monk mode provided me with such clarity that I ended up in this position. So there's a misnomer going on here, and the misnomer is this: that men are constantly supposed to be on the chase for peace leave, or for women, or for female validation. Now, I know we're hardwired for that, and I understand the point 100%, but what we don't understand is this, and this is the very important point. Many of that hardwiring, or much of that hardwiring, came from small communities, okay? Everybody understands, small communities. So when we're talking about desiring women and chasing after them and getting validation and scoring with them, we were talking about in small community settings in which you can only chase so many. At some particular point, your ass had to get to work, okay? There were only so many women. And so when you finally got 1, 2, 3, or 4 of them, what happens was there was no more surplus of women. If you lived in a small town, you don't have 300,000 women to pursue. You didn't have smartphones full of apps, full of available women to pursue and distracting you from your goal. What you did was you pursued who was available, and then you went back to work, or you start contributing to society. Now today, we have information overload, okay? We have hundreds of thousands of women to chase. And not only that, what's going on, man? Not only that, we have an app full of them. We have Instagram, Snapchat, we have dating apps, Tinder, Bumble, plenty of funky fish. We have older women, younger women, overweight women. All right, everybody's a possible target. All right, there was a time where people had standards and just people weren't just shooting everything at the dark, all right, or just at any available option. Some people qualified and some people don't. At some point, people linked up for a short period of time or a long period of time to have children, okay? And then when that happened, they were locked down, all right, and there was no more pursuit. You had to get to work and you had to support your family. But today is much different, all right? There's just too many available people. There's older women going after younger men. There's younger men going after older women. And there's also the digital sexual revolution going on, in which the rules of the past don't apply to the rules of the future or today. You literally have people that can ride the carousel all the way up until age 40, 50, 60, 70. So what happens is we lose focus. Okay, we lose focus in this pursuit, and we're constantly inundated with new potential partners. And these potential partners either are casual flings, short term, or long term. And then when these people pass through, all right, we go out and continue the pursuit. We can't find any happiness. Matter of fact, here's the deal. Sexually, we can't even satisfy ourselves because there's always a new partner. There's always a new potential. And with all of that, this means to say this: at some point, y'all gotta calm down, okay? We've got too many available options, and what's happening is we're looking for pleasure, and we're looking for love, and we're looking for romance, and we have all these options, but we can't shut it down, okay? There was a point where you had to shut it down and get to work and build your life. Now, anybody can score with anybody, for the most part, and if you got a fistful of 20s, you can definitely do it. I'm trying to tell men, you got to go into monk mode to get to where you need to be. Since there's, you know, the bar is super low on how you can score, you don't need much, but the quality of person isn't there. And this is why we're on this constant pursuit to try to get more and more. And we can't satisfy, we can't scratch that itch. When you can't scratch that itch, the itch is still there and you're wanting that pleasure. Now, listen, you're talking to a guy that loves pleasure. That was a time when I was out there when plenty of funky fish was on fire, and they was on fire and getting fried, and I was out there frying and dicing up everything. I was taking all available comers, and Tinder was hot, and Instagram, people were flying all over, driving all over, and it was a fun time. But what I've discovered was those people eventually were getting more from it than I was. I was scratching an itch, but I wasn't where I needed to be in my life. And I had to say, you know what? Let me take 30 days, 60 days, 90 days to reevaluate my life and see where I was. And I wasn't really where I needed to be. And I decided I'm going to start sweating because it's hot out here in Southern California. Look at that view in the background, all right? We out here in Newport Beach. But what I decided was I couldn't scratch that itch. I wasn't where I needed to be in my life. And the pleasure was all theirs, okay? And less of mine. And I decided 30, 60, 90 days was going to be the thing that I was going to go away, tuck away, reevaluate my life, and set some goals on where I needed to be. And that right there changed my entire life. Now, we're going to go more into that because you're not going to listen to 10, 20 minutes of this. We're going to enjoy our time. But monk mode saved my life. Now, you can go into monk mode for 30 days, a year, 2 years, whatever it needs. But you're going to need that clarity. You're going to be able to be able to look at the world from the outside in, not always in it, in the chase. Because after a while, peace leave is just peace leave. All right, it's almost all the same at this particular point. Didn't you sample enough? And what about the men that haven't sampled enough? I understand too. What about you? What about you? You haven't gotten what you need. You haven't scratched that itch. Let me tell you something. After a while, it's going to be all the same. If your life is not where you need to be, or the options of women aren't the ones that you really, really want to be with, all right, it's time to put it away for a second. Don't believe the guys that tell you you need to constantly be on the chase. That was from our evolution a long time ago, when we didn't live around 300,000 to 3 million people and having 3 million people and available options to us at all times, lighting our phone up, all right, swiping right, swiping left. That was a different time. Today, you need to get control of yourself. You need to get control of your goals. You need to get control of your life and not allow those things to control you. Hey, monk mode is necessary for everybody, and it changed my life, man. Hey, look, thanks for joining me. We're going to be back in here with another video as we do. Peace.